Celtics Talk podcast is presented by 24autogroup.com. New England gets more at 24.
What's up, everybody?
Hi.
Celtics fall in Orlando, 123-110 in an NBA Cup showdown at the Kia Center. Forsberg Giles here, taking you through. We're just going to be honest. This is like our 7th hour talking about this game. And if it had been a win, we probably would be taking this thing after midnight. But how is it only 11 o'clock? Feels like we've been on TV for going on 6 hours now.
That's okay. I got like 4 more hours in me, Chris.
Yes.
I do have to jump on NBC 10 in a little bit.
Okay. Well, we're gonna get you out of here nice and fast. That's. Thank you for taking that and making some more magic. And speaking of magic,
yeah.
The hard part here is, and we're gonna get into this. The Celtics had very good moments in this game, and yet Orlando Magic, who have struggled to shoot the 3-point shot.
They didn't tonight.
They did not struggle tonight. We saw like probably the best version of the Magic's offense in this game, and the Celtics were forced to scramble out of a hole. So let's get right into it. What is your headline?
Headline is Growing Pains Stunt Jaylen Gem. Because there were those crucial plays that we've talked about right around the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Jaylen Brown gave the Celtics the lead 96-95 with his 31st and 32nd point of the night. And then on the other end, the Celtics came up with a long rebound. Josh Minot, unfortunately, turning it over underneath his own basket in that go-ahead layup, plus a three by Franz Wagner on the ensuing possession. And then you had Nimi Keita also, who missed a layup and then got called for a take foul immediately following that. Those little plays right there from two guys that have given them great energy and that have been a big positive for this team, and which is kind of shown in the plus-minus ratings of both those guys.
I struggled in the postgame because I didn't want to, they're not the reason that, maybe they are the reason they lost, but those two plays felt significant in the moment where you expend all this energy chipping away at a 16-point deficit to pull ahead, and you're thinking, okay, wow, they're going to find a way to steal this game. And then almost immediately, Minot and watching the replay is more flabbergasting because he had like an outlet at midcourt, but for some reason kind of pinned on the right baseline or right sideline, spun and tried to throw it backwards, probably thinking Jaylen was alone, and Anthony Black I think was right there and stole it, got the layup, and it just felt like whatever momentum the Celtics had in pulling ahead, just like a balloon popped right there. And so then Wagner hits the three. And not even worse. It's just Nimi had a great look, and just I don't know. He definitely tried to go up quick to make sure that they didn't send any help, and just smoked the layup, and then compounds it by as he's running back up the floor. Doesn't even. I mean, he bumped Goga, but wasn't egregious.
I feel like I said my piece on this already.
Yeah, and so Giles had a great rant on our program.
Not even so much a rant. It's just I feel like he was almost didn't want a flat tire.
Yeah.
Batadze, and just kind of was like, oh, sorry, just trying to get by here. And
I dislike when simple plays like that are whistled, and where no one is all Batadze is doing is getting in the way. Almost like he's just purposely trying to get that whistle. Which I don't know. Maybe I should have more respect for that. But it just didn't seem fair.
Well, it's definitely not the reason they lost the game was that whistle right there. I mean,
right.
The Celtics, again, they fell down by 16 early in the game. Early second quarter, they were down 16. Jaylen Brown kind of willed them back in it with a 16-point third quarter. And so that was the unfortunate part. He had those growing pains, again, from some of the guys that have been really good bright spots for the Celtics. And that kind of overshadows what was the third straight 30-plus point game from Jaylen Brown. Extremely efficient. 15 field goals. Struggled a little bit shooting the three again, but just found a way to get the Celtics back in the game.
Give them a chance. And that's what he's been doing every single night is with these 30-point nights is shouldering the load offensively and giving the Celtics a chance. Again, the margins are slim, and when the Orlando Magic make all these three-pointers, it's tough to win.
Yep.
And so I totally get I'll be interested how they adjust moving forward. But, my headline was going to focus on the mistakes too, but I'm audibling because you've got me riled up now. My headline is, hey, NBA referees, grow up. And while you're processing that, here's a little bit of Jaylen post game in the locker room.
You had that stretch. You just hit 7 shots in a row in the third quarter. You kind of took over the game, but in the fourth, it was a little bit more of a struggle. What kind of shifted? Did they change up their coverage on you? Was it just different things transpire?
I think in the fourth quarter, I think the officials made their point. So I get it. I'll keep my mouth closed.
What do you mean by that?
I get it. I'll keep my mouth closed.
So my conspiracy brain says Jaylen Brown gets tripped by Keontae George against the Utah Jazz. The referees don't call it. The referee pool report is like, we didn't see it. 3 of us did, but I don't know. And then league comes out and twice admits they were wrong because, one, the last 2-minute report says incorrect no call, should have been a foul. And the league doesn't find Jaylen, who sounded off about that and called it pretty reprehensible that the referees would miss that call. When you criticize the referees like that and you don't get fined, that's pretty much the league saying, all right, you got it. You're probably right. But then fast forward to tonight, where Jaylen Brown, I'll wait for the final numbers, but I believe this was his most drives in a game, maybe in the regular season. Like, he's definitely had some playoff games where he's been relentless, but when you consider that, one of the rare times doesn't have Tatum, he had 22 midway through the third quarter was the last update I saw. So I'm guessing he got it to about 25. His average is 13.5. SGA leads the NBA driving to the basket 20 times per game. And he gets, as I told you in Celtics Post Up, 614 free throws per game. Off of that, Jaylen Brown shot 2 free throws tonight.
It was that number to stand out to me, the free throw attempts. I'm trying to remember how many plays there were where you thought, okay, that Jaylen Brown should have gotten to the free throw line. I'm honestly, Chris, I'm kind of searching for him a little bit, just off the top of my head. I know that there were a couple that he questioned, but
I will tell you this: I vividly remember, because he was so emphatic about it, probably the first or second time out of the first quarter, he was over with referee Tyler Ford, and there was a visible, like a long and lengthy conversation about the Magic were handsy with Jaylen to start the game, and he felt like he was getting bumped off his spots and was not getting a whistle in that instance. Whereas there was definitely an early foul call on him where he thought he just did the same thing that was happening to him. And he's like, and I think his point was, like, I'm okay with this, but it's got to go both ways. And so I think the ref was telling him, like, he extended versus, just hand checking. But like, that's got to be frustrating when you feel like you're being relentless to the basket. And no matter how many pull-up he had in the mid-range, and he certainly 6 of his 28 shots with 3-pointers. But he was at the rim a lot, from the finger rolls to the first dunk of the season. It's hard for me to envision that he didn't, at some point, draw more than
I guess the
free throws.
big picture question for me is, why do you think it is that he doesn't get more of a superstar whistle?
It's crazy, but this is not the first game this year where we've walked away thinking, not even the tripping call, but just in general, it's like, why doesn't he get more respect? And, it's hard to say. Obviously, there are times when Tatum is very emphatic when he doesn't get a call, almost to his detriment. Like, there's been, how many times did we say in, like, previous seasons, like, oh, just get back on defense because his hands are up and flailing. But sometimes you do, like, squeaky wheel gets the grease. And sometimes you do need to, like, champion for yourself a little bit. And I wonder if Jaylen's typical, just like, he'll get an occasional technical for clapping or barking about something, but I wonder if he's just got to go to bat for himself more. Or maybe, like, Joe's got to do it. And, like, every time we look over the sideline, Joe's yapping. So I don't think he's, like, not trying to lobby for him. But it is a little jarring that, much like as SGA has evolved into a MVP superstar player, like, the whistles came with it. He wasn't getting all these calls 5 years ago. But Jaylen is now an established 10-year veteran and still doesn't seem to get a consistent whistle.
I would say that free throws in general were a topic going into the game. It's something we hit on in the pregame because Orlando gets to the free throw line more than anyone else. The Celtics get to the free throw line less than anybody else in the league. So you knew that there was going to be disparity, and it's the way they're defending. And Joe Mazzulla said it in the postgame, right? To be fair, he said it in the postgame. He's like, we got to defend better without fouling. Eddie said it repeatedly in the postgame as well. They've got to defend without fouling. I don't know if that's because they're typically smaller than their opponents, which they were again tonight, an Orlando team that runs pretty big. But it's not helping them in these games. The fact that they're racking up these fouls. You got Josh Minot, who had to go to the bench in the first half with the 3 fouls. Anthony Simon somehow picked up 5 fouls.
Oh my God, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it was quick work. Yeah, he's very efficient in those. Did have the 11-point burst, but
he did.
They have to play the same team again on Sunday. So what adjustments do you make defensively so that you can defend without fouling? Because, again, it's an uphill climb when you're minus – what was it, minus 13 at the free throw line.
Right. And so the foul calls on their own 27-18, but then the free throws 31-16. And, look, the Celtics generated 13 extra field goal attempts, which Joe will love. But the fact is that's pretty much negated by the fact that they're shooting almost double as many free throws. And so this is just going to be an issue that occurs almost naturally, because if the Celtics are going to try to be more aggressive, if you're just not constructed in a way where, at least beyond Jaylen, you're usually getting to the line, which is why it's so jarring that Pritchard got there 8 times. And credit to Pritchard, he's been driving too. He's been living in that mid-range as well. And so good for him for getting some whistles. But you're on a night-to-night basis, you're going to be the other team shooting more free throws. It's just the way it's going to be. So you got to make up for that, but you got to limit how many free throws you're.
I mean, honestly, I know Orlando finished 77%, but I think at one point they were 14 of 21. I looked up and they were 14 of 21. And I was like,
how
them missing all these free throws is keeping the Celtics in this
100%. Game. And I think it's just. You can't get 3 out of the gates in the fourth quarter and leave yourself tentative. You can't have Minot in perpetual foul trouble. So, little things. I think they just got to be it goes back to it. My headline was going to be all the little things added up to spoil the big rally. But, that's where you got to be a little bit better. I'll be interested. They gave up a bunch of 3-pointers tonight. The scouting report probably said, hey, Magic don't hit 3-pointers. They've really struggled offensively.
They were 7 of 12 in the first quarter. It was immediate.
And 17 for 36 overall, 47.2%. And just, and the Celtics had a decent night, 13 of 37, even though a little bit up and down at times. And, Derek and Jaylen still kind of struggling, 2 for 12. But Simons gave you a little burst. Pritchard was obviously pretty great. The one thing, let me cap my free throw rant by saying this. The thing I hate talking about most is free throws. I do not like to make it I don't even like when it factors into the game. The other night, I didn't want to talk about it when Jaylen didn't get that call, because there was so much opportunity in that second half for them to win that game without that whistle that it felt like it was a scapegoat for them. But undeniably, he got fouled. He should have got the whistle, and it's become an issue now. But in general, I hate complaining about the whistle. It just feels like it's something to keep an eye on.
Okay.
Why is that not being, if nothing else, it's how can you get more whistles beyond Jaylen on a typical night? I don't think this was retribution, but regardless, the refs have to grow up.
Well, again, same 2 teams playing on Sunday, so I'm curious to see if the Celtics defend any differently as far as that goes.
Having a vehicle you can rely on, that's important. That's why you can rely on 24 Auto Group. They will treat you like family. And that's because they are family owned and operated. They're honest, easy to work with, and they just get it. Whether you're looking for something sporty, something luxurious, or just a solid everyday ride, 24 Auto Group always comes through. With 9 brands and 11 locations across New England, there's something for everyone. And here's the best part. They've got the knack to save you more on a new or pre-owned vehicle, and the knack to pay you more for your trade, up to $2,400 over book value. You can even drive home with just $24 down. So if you want the best deal without the runaround, Go see my guys at 24 Auto Group, because you always get more at 24. Online at 24autogroup.com. Let's blast through a couple fun things.
Sure.
The Josh Minot, who I broke my heart to have to slander him with that turnover to start this podcast. He has an awesome nickname. It's called the Lawnmower. And before the season, I sat down with him and asked him, where did that come from and what does he think about it? Take a listen.
Steal by Minot. In the open floor. Why not Minot?
Oh, no!
Bounces right back up. The lawnmower, baby. And now he's picking up full court. Guy's a machine.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. Yeah.
Completely endearing when I heard it. I love a good nickname. Like of how I judge newcomers is based on if you have a great nickname. So first off, take me through how it came to be and where do we stand on the nickname?
So going into my rookie year, we had summer league. And I just had an amazing first game. It's just high on adrenaline, high on life, and they kind of asked me about my infectious energy, and I related it to a lawnmower of how once you start it up, it just keeps going. And I guess it kind of stuck. The fans liked it, and next thing you know, that's what I've been hearing.
Tatum for three. Oh my God, climbing the ladder.
How do you feel about it?
I'm indifferent. It's like.
So the thing is, you can't choose your nickname, but sometimes things just come about organically.
I feel like I damn near chose it. Yeah, I kind of did it to myself a little bit, but it's not me. I feel like there's worse out there. I wouldn't call it one of the best ones, but
I'm just starting to look at your arms. Eventually you'll have the little lawnmower tattoo.
Nah, that'll never happen. I wouldn't put that on my body.
All right, we talked about it on Post Up, but I'm not sure I got your answer. How do you feel about lawnmower nickname?
I'm okay with it.
That said a lot.
No, there's a hesitation. I guess it kind of came up organically. He just said, I start fast like a lawnmower, and then they started calling him that. So I don't, you can't say that he gave himself the
right.
The
he wasn't
nickname,
hey, I'm the lawnmower. Call me lawnmower. That'd be weird, and that would be no, that's not allowed.
But I feel like more people have been saying the why not, my not.
Because he has a hand gesture to go with it, too. But, he has J-Day, too. No one calls him J-Day.
Okay. So
maybe his friends and family.
I think the lawnmower's in there. There's also the lob mower that we've heard. Again, we've talked about on this pod before.
The fact that the nickname is already spawning creative spin-offs
right
suggests you maybe even lean into it more. I told you when we posted the video today that maybe a few lawn care services reached out.
They reached out to you or him?
Well, they just replied to the thread.
Oh, okay.
So there might be an opportunity for him there.
Right. That's
in much the same way that I often encourage Robert Williams to pursue all watch deals possible as Time Lord. It could open up an avenue here for Josh to offset the minimum contract that he's working on.
Okay. You got to be careful with the landscaping company deals, though.
Yeah, that is fair. There might even be a product out there called the lawnmower that might leave people's mind to wandering. But yeah, I like the nickname overall. I just think we'll see where it goes. The fact that as you heard there, he's kind of indifferent about it. So it's either going to get a groundswell and there'll be T-shirts and it'll, people will be. I want to be on the background in PGL with one of those little kid bubble popper mowers.
Oh yeah, the Fisher Price ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should. I need to find someone who's
got one. They still make those?
Some of us might have checked Walmart for them today.
Wow.
They had a bubble mower.
Mm-hmm.
Thought about it. Wasn't sure what I was allowed to expense. They were a little pricey. Also required a little bit of assembly, which in hindsight, I turned out I had a bunch of time tonight if I needed it. So probably should have I could have sat there on the set just assembling that thing between breaks. Maybe next post up that'll be what we do, and it would have been awesome to put bubbles all over there. I don't know how Garcia would have felt about that in the studio.
I think it's fine.
Yeah. So now I'm emboldened.
There's been weirder stuff that have gone on in episodes of Celtics post up in there.
I will be back at Walmart tomorrow. All right, a couple more things before we get out of here. Ironically, on the lightning round, I had free throw woes. Well, guess we tackled that one a little early. Walsh and Ugo energy, and that plays into Anthony Simons as well. So Simons. I didn't notice the fouls. Maybe I should have. Maybe that was part of it too. But I mean, they weren't early on before he got the hook. It wasn't the foul.
I don't think so. No, I thought he just racked him up in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. So he early on he left a shooter alone in the corner, and then they had a jump ball that Derek White was probably quite clearly going to lose against a bigger opponent, and it might have been Bane who threw like a crazy outlet pass to a streaking scorer, and Simons was just not even close to the play. And Joe pulled him pretty quickly. And the insinuation, as it seems to have been for a lot of these guys this season, has, hey, got to be a little bit more locked in. And if you're not, if you're giving up rebounds or if you're giving up shots, you're coming out. And so he did not play the rest of the first half. Was much better in the second half. I thought had some great post game comments about just mature for a 26-year-old kid who's not probably used to getting a quick hook like that. And but Walsh and Ugo came in and gave the Celtics what they needed.
Anthony Simons, for the record, had one foul going into the fourth quarter. So, but no, Ugo had two big energy plays that were a part of that Simons run early in the fourth quarter that got the Celtics closer and eventually to take the lead. So those Ugo plays really stood out to me.
The Celtics are now trailing an NBA Cup differential.
Yes, they are. They're trailing in general.
True. One loss hurts.
They're the only 1-1 team in the group because they're the only group team that's played two
but
games.
If Orlando and Detroit split against each other, then it could come down to differential if the Celtics were to win out. And let me just tell you, November 21st at the Garden. I don't know how much Cup fever is going on out there, but that's a night where the Celtics might have to pump that number up.
That's Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, no Cam Thomas.
No Cam Thomas.
So
presumably,
little chance there for the Celtics to maybe make up some ground.
And then they finish it with Detroit?
Yeah, I got to win that one, I guess.
Yep.
That's my expert analysis.
What else we got on the list here as we work our way through? Peyton Pritchard, by the way,
Very
shot
good.
the ball well from 3, 5 of 8 from 3, 27 points, season high.
He was on there. My note is PP good.
Oh, good job. Good job.
And it's funny, though, because Peyton's post-game comments, he was mad because he had 3 turnovers, which is like an egregiously high number for Peyton.
Yeah, real quick on the turnovers, because I said this to you in postgame. It felt to me like the reason the Celtics got back in the game was they were forcing turnovers, live ball turnovers. And when I saw the final numbers, the Celtics had 14 turnovers of their own. They forced 15. So I was surprised that they only barely won the turnover battle. And the rebounding battle was completely even. That also kind of surprised me.
If you told, and I'm wondering, it's just so it further accentuates the other margins like the free throws. So yeah, like little bit, 14 turnovers led to 22 points for the Magic. The Celtics 15 turnovers created 17 points. So they lost that differential by 5, which kind of mattered. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you're gonna play aggressive and if you're gonna put yourself in foul trouble, you got to win that differential by more. That's a high number for the Celtics, who have typically been one of the best ball security teams. Peyton was kicking himself. He had one on the baseline that he kind of kicked away. He threw one away like towards the backcourt.
Yep.
Look, that again, I go back to it. Like, these are the small things that add up. All the small things.
The other thing too that I think at the end of the day you look at is somewhat of a missed opportunity is Banchero wasn't really that impactful in this game. I mean, he got to the line a fair amount, but he was just 4 of 10 from the field. He had just 15 points, so it kind of felt like he wasn't. I would expect more of him on Sunday. I guess is my overall point.
So, like, if you expect that the 3 points will come back to earth, but Banchero will be louder, unless Banchero's only good when Tatum's on the floor and the Duke connection, and
could be.
Yeah, I think that's all I got.
Okay.
I'm angry at Caleb Burton golfing tomorrow.
But you're
even though I'm golfing tomorrow,
Yeah.
I'm still upset because Florida, at least based on the outfits that the players wore to the game,
look pretty warm.
Yeah, look pretty warm. Although 60 degrees in Boston, I encourage you guys, if you are listening to this as you're starting your lovely Saturday mornings, first off, thank you. Second, go enjoy the day. I can just tell you that I'm not sure we're going to hit 60 again before the end of the year. End of calendar year 2025.
I wouldn't imagine.
And Lord knows how long it's going to take into 2026 before we get another 60-degree day. So if you've still got your wrenches out, get out there, get some swings. Don't be Tommy Giles.
All right.
All right, he's got to go do more work. I need you guys to go go subscribe, go check us out on the YouTube page. Come hang out with us again on Sunday night, hopefully after the referees decide to give Jaylen Brown a superstar whistle, and the Celtics get back on track. We'll catch you on Sunday.
5:30.